Our Mental Health Matters host, Andra Hollenbeck of NAMI Southern Oregon, speaks with Rogue Valley Mentoring Programs Director Kat DeCayette about the value of youth mentoring for young people and for their communities.
Hello, hope all is well with you today. You're listening to Mental Health Matters on Jefferson Exchange with the Jefferson Public Radio and NAMI Southern Oregon. I'm Andra Hollenbeck with NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness Southern Oregon. When we talk about health, we can't discuss complete health without talking about our mental health. So on this program, we highlight mental health issues in our community and ways we can improve mental health for everyone. Today, we are discussing youth mentorship with Kat DeCayette. Kat is the program director for Rogue Valley Mentoring, a nonprofit organization that provides youth free mental and behavioral health support. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us on the program.
Oh, thank you.
Really great to have you here. So, I'd like to start by hearing a little bit about your background and how you came to find yourself at Rogue Valley Mentoring.
Well, I feel really, really blessed to have such a diverse background, but the cornerstone of my background is in education, and I taught 11th and 12th grade English for several years in California, and when I had the opportunity to move up here, I did quite a few things, but when the opportunity came up to work at Rogue Valley Mentoring, I really felt that I had found my fit, and I did a little bit of research and looked into who the executive director was, what the mission of the organization was, and just really felt that this is home, this is it. And
Well, let's go into that mission and maybe some of the programs that you have for youth. So, what is the mission and what programs do they use to meet that mission?
absolutely. Our mission and our mission statement really is transforming entire communities through the mentoring of youth. And that's really what we set out to do. We have the lowest barrier to access, meaning we're in schools, so we can already target and help the youth who might otherwise be overlooked. And so it's really a nice fit in that way.
And so, what are some specific programs that you guys offer? You match up people with mentors with students. Are there other kinds of programs?
We have one-to-one mentorship where we'll match a safe, caring, and consistent adult with a youth who's looking to have that in their environment. And then we're also in schools. So, for example, we're at Talent Middle School, and we're working with the entire sixth grade at Talent Middle School.
Okay.
We're also at Prospect Charter School, where we're working with 7th grade through 10th grade there. In our community programs, we have a community circle. We work with Spartan Boxing. We work with the Boys and Girls Club. We were talking earlier about our Y Lab, which is it culminates with a youth panel where youth in the Rogue Valley get to speak out to the community about issues that of importance to them and have a call to action so we as the community can also support the voices of our youth.
So, youth mental health is a particular concern lately. What factors do you see in the work that you do with youth that contribute to the struggles that youth have with their own mental health and wellness? What are some issues that you see crop up?
Well, we're living in a world that is very fast-paced, and our youth today are having to struggle and grapple with issues that simply weren't there for us. But social media is a huge thing that we see, and the isolation that, it's wonderful to be as connected as we are on the World Wide Web, but the other side of that is the siloing and the isolation that can bring about when youth are just simply, into their screens and just drawn to the lure of the screen. When we bring our kids together in circle, it's kind of a beautiful thing. Our circles are strength-based and youth-led, and they're based upon the Castle 5 framework. So we're giving them an immersive social-emotional learning experience. And I think that as you help youth tap into their own sense of resilience, that's really the first step in creating positive mental health and positive mental health hygiene, letting kids discover their own sense of resilience, tapping into their self-awareness, what it means to be socially aware and active in their community. And that's everything that our circles work to impart to them in this social-emotional learning experience.
Tell me more about those circles. And you said something about the five...
The Castle 5 framework.
Castle 5 framework. Yeah, what is that?
So basically, that is a social-emotional learning structure, and the 5 aspects of the framework are self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So I mentioned that we're at TMS. So we'll start with an entire class, like at TMS, we're working with the entire sixth grade. And from September to June, we will cover those 5 modalities. So we might spend the first couple of months at the beginning of the year on self-awareness. And what's really neat about working with the Castle 5 framework is that we're not just, okay, we've hit self-awareness, box checked. No, we're scaffolding that. And so that as, say, we've looked into and done activities and games that promote self-awareness. By the time we're over here, we're layering that so that we're coming back to self-awareness as we delve into relationship skills. And so every modality that we've covered, we're scaffolding on that again.
Boy, I can really see how that would be a positive thing to add to a youth's life and to help them with some of the mental health struggles that they find in the world.
Well, that and the presence of, I've mentioned this before, but really consistency of a safe, caring adult where kids know that, hey, I have a voice here, I matter here, and there are adults in this world and in this community who care about me and the things that I have to say.
Right.
And that's so important in making sure that they know that not only do they have an outlet should something go awry, but also that there's somebody supporting them and cheering them on as they discover their own sense of resiliency.
So you are listening to Mental Health Matters on the Jefferson Exchange. I'm Andra Hollenbeck with NAMI Southern Oregon, and we're speaking with Kate DeCayette at Rogue Valley Mentoring. Really glad to have you with us today. So let's talk about who typically gets involved with the programs that you have, both from the youth perspective or standpoint and adults. Who are people that typically get involved in your organization?
Well, our programs, our community programs are always opt-in, and I think I mentioned a couple of them, and we also have an LGBTQIA circle as well. And so it's really anyone.
It's really for anyone.
It's for anyone. We work with youth ages 9 to 24. So if they fall in that age group and they decide they want to mentor, whether it's one-to-one mentorship or they want to be involved in one of our community programs, it's open to all, access to all, and our programs are always free. So there's never any cost. As far as our staff goes, we are just incredibly blessed to have the most compassionate and sensitive staff, a wonderful group of individuals that I am honored to work with. And we have our lead mentors, which that's more of a part-time position, and then our volunteer mentors. I cannot say enough about our one-to-one mentors, our volunteers, people who believe in the mission that we have, who believe that mentorship is so important to our young people today, and they volunteer their time and will work with a mentee.
Awesome. And how many mentors do you have going at one particular time? I mean,
well, it's, I would say that right now we have about 50 matches. So on our volunteer side, that's about 48 to 50 matches there. And then we have our lead mentors who are part of our staff. I believe we have about 8 mentors there on that staff. So,
and do you find that you get more youth that want more mentors, so that you're always looking for more mentors?
Yes,
Is that the case?
It's a call to action. Anyone who is interested in showing up for a youth between the ages of 9 to 24, please check out RV Mentoring because we have so many mentees and we do need more mentors.
Okay. And I suppose even for someone who might have a stable home life or that sort of thing, it might still even be if they're having a struggle, if a youth's having a struggle, sometimes it might be easier to go outside your parent group or whatever to find some support or help with whatever you might be dealing with.
Absolutely, that's true. And I want to make sure that we don't just relegate mentoring to if you're struggling. A lot of kids have completely happy, balanced home lives, but it's just having that additional adult. We like to say we're like the aunties and uncles because, sometimes there's things that you're comfortable talking to your parents about and you can talk to them about almost everything, but there's that one little thing that maybe you want to go to that special auntie or uncle and have a conversation with.
And it just adds some more diversity to your background and your understanding and your life experience.
Exactly.
That's right. Awesome. So suppose somebody wants to become a mentor. What is that experience like? What is that process like?
It is a beautiful and wonderful experience, and I recommend our training just to go through because it helps not only if you want to be a mentor, but also in your own relationships and relationship skills. It's all about strength-based communication. And in this world, so many of us are brought up to look at, we're problem solvers, and we can find the problem, we can find what's wrong. But how often do we have conversations where we're actually meeting people where they are at and finding the strength in what they're doing instead of the problem? And so that's what's wonderful about the training. But if someone were interested in becoming a mentor, it's as simple as checking out our website, which is roguevalleymentoring.org. We have all the information about what it would take to be a mentor. I believe that you can actually begin the sign up and registration process right there on the website. And what I would say is, if you're looking to really enrich your life, to explore things and see them in a new light through a new lens, then mentoring is for you. If you think that you have the time to be there and show up for a youth and be that safe, caring, and consistent adult, then please check us out.
So what is the time commitment for someone who would want to be a mentor?
And we used to say it on our website, it's like 4 hours a month, right? Because
Okay.
you'd meet with your mentee once a week. And the reason we had originally said 4 hours a month, if you're meeting with them once a week and there's 4 weeks in a month, then that would be it. But honestly, you're going to want to spend more than an hour with your mentee. And just if you look at transportation time and all of that, it's a little bit more. But the minimum would be you can do it for as little as 4 hours a month.
Okay, excellent. So if you could point to some success stories that you know of, what are some high points that you've experienced?
There are a couple, and really, I'm going to talk about success stories within our school program,
Okay.
Because that's somewhere that I am daily. And one of the ones that really sings out to me is some of the activities that we do will always have a physical activity, but then we also have journaling. And the journaling is important for, say, kids who they want to be a part of Circle, but maybe they don't feel that comfortable speaking out. Well, they can have a dialogue in their journal with their mentors, and our mentors always respond to every journal entry with an individualized and caring response. And so we were reading through journals, and we recognized from a journal entry by one of our young people that she had a question about puberty, about how her body worked and everything. And as a result of being able to have that dialogue within the journal, we were able to connect her with the school nurse for support. And again, what's really neat about that is we're a tier 1 level of support. So we're in the schools and we can identify kids who may not be seen, but we are also able to connect them to school counselors, to the school nurse, wherever their needs might be met. And imagine, she was so happy and so receptive to being able to have her questions answered.
Okay, excellent. It sounds like it's a really good connecting point for youth.
It really
A place
is.
to get connected, not just with a mentor, but with their community in general. So I heard you say some of the community organizations you work with. You said the Boys and Girls Club and the
Spartan Boxing, we've had
Boxing.
community circles with them. Currently, that's on pause, but
Oh, okay,
often we do
okay,
the
okay.
circles with them.
Okay. And so looking ahead, what are some goals or aspirations you hope for your organization and the work that you do?
Well, I think one of the goals is we're currently serving Jackson County. We would definitely like to expand our reach. For a personal goal for me is that every youth who wants a mentor has the ability to have one. I just can't underscore the value of mentorship, both for mental health and for positive social emotional growth. We're seeing that with mentorship, there is an increase in academic success. We're seeing kids complete high school as a result of mentorship, and being able to take a role in society as a productive individual. So my personal goal would be that every youth who wants a mentor would have one. For RVM, we're looking to expand beyond Jackson County. We'd like to be in any school that wants us. We'd like to have the bandwidth to be able to serve schools and to extend our community programs. And just a call out to our community, people who are listening. Youth need mentors. Rogue Valley Mentoring, we're training for mentors. And if you have that interest, then please check us out. Even if it's just a question, we're happy to pick up the phone and answer any questions you might have.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing this with us.
Andrea, it's been my pleasure. Thank you.
We've been talking more about youth mental health with Kat DeCayette, Program Director of Rogue Valley Mentoring. There is more information about NAMI Southern Oregon at our website, namisouthern.org, or email us at info@namisouthern.org. This is Mental Health Matters. Thanks for joining us. You can find this and other interviews at thejeffexchange.org or subscribe to this podcast at Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.